Hi, everybody. My name is Marisa. Answer this question. Have you guys ever had anything stolen from you in your life? You know, money or stuff or a phone? Unpleasant, isn't it? And the people in your life? I'm not talking about kidnapping as a crime, but about the fact that I had my father stolen from me. And that's very hurtful. How did it happen? Check out my video. I'd love comments, likes, and even cooler if you send my story to your friends. So guys, my dad is a pretty rich and powerful man. My mom died years ago, so I was raised mostly by babysitters or one of the servants. My dad was almost always working, never home. It made me angry, but he paid me off with money. When he knocked me over, he immediately threw money or his card at me. This arrangement suited me too, except that I was learning to live without him. The resentment grew with each year, and I realized more and more that I could be independent. And also, I learned one lesson. My father does not need me. Don't get me wrong, I did try to involve him in my life, like my school life. Dad, come to my school tomorrow. All the parents are going to be there. Everyone will talk about the positive qualities of their children. I think you have something to brag about, too.
Marissa, honey, you know I have a lot of work to do. Besides, I have a meeting tomorrow that I can't cancel.
Well, don't cancel it, just reschedule it.
I can't, because I've already rescheduled it 5 times.
So it's not that important if you've rescheduled it 5 times already.
That's why it is important. I can't reschedule it again. But you know I love you. I'm proud of you. And here are $3,000 on the card. Buy yourself something nice.
Yeah, the usual.
Good night to you too, honey.
He didn't even listen to me, as usual. I understood that Dad was working so that I could live and not need anything. But let's be honest, do adults do this only for their children? I don't think so. They probably enjoy it themselves. I guess when I start working, I'll answer that question for myself. I went to school alone, and I was the only child there without a parent. Even Mary May, whose parents are always away on business and on the verge of divorce, had her parents there. How was that even possible? My self-esteem just died. But it wasn't my father who finished me off. It was someone else. I came home in a bad mood because the teacher was talking about me. She said nothing bad, only good things, but I so desperately wanted my father to be there to hear it. But, come on, childish grudges and all that. I thought the day couldn't be any worse, but as I opened the door, I heard my father's voice talking to a stranger. I quietly entered the room and tried to overhear the conversation in the kitchen.
I'm very glad you came, and I'm glad you made up your mind. Thank you, I'm glad too. After all, I put off my trip 5 times already, and today I flew here. Thank you for meeting me. I know you have a tough schedule. It must have been hard to reschedule things and meet me at the airport. Well, I had a free day today, so I just decided to come myself, without a driver.
After these words, a thought occurred in my head. What? He said he had an important meeting. What meeting was he talking about? He just went to meet some strange girl and even brought her home to us? Has he completely lost his mind? My thoughts flashed like bullets. Suddenly, the girl saw me frozen in the doorway, and her gaze locked on me. Frankly, I was about to yell that no one could ever replace my mother, especially such a young whore. And then Daddy got up from his chair, came up to me, said hello, then invited me to the table. I sat down silently, and Dad introduced us.
Ayla, I'd like you to meet my daughter, Marissa. Marissa, I'd like you to meet Ayla.
Your fiancé? How could you even bring her home to us? How could you not come to my school because of her? She'll never be my stepmother. You know that.
And a stepsister?
What?
I didn't finish. Ayla's also my daughter.
That's a twist I didn't see coming. I was like, and I had no idea how to react. I was so hurt that I just kept quiet. Daddy said a word or two there that he was willing to answer any questions I have, but I didn't have anything to say at that point. I went to my room and didn't leave it for 2 days. My father having a second child seemed like not only a betrayal of my mother, but of me as well. She was a little older, which meant she was illegitimate. Man, I felt so bad for my mom. I even drifted away from my dad, didn't want to talk to him at all, but it was easy because I was so used to him not being in my life anyway. Ayla came to see me on the third day and invited me to dinner for the three of us at a restaurant, but I said no. They left together. I know it wasn't nice of me to do, but I went through her things while they were away. I thought I'd find something, some kind of answer. I couldn't trust my dad's word anymore. Ayla had pictures in her things, apparently with her mom and my dad. They were celebrating her birthday or Christmas, and then I understood why my dad was never with me at night, and that made it all the worse. Tears were flowing. Dad looked happy in the picture, and then I found something else at Ayla's which put a bold end to my relationship with my dad. A bracelet. It wasn't just any bracelet. I had asked my father to buy it for me for my birthday. It was an expensive gift, and he did buy it, and I found it the day before the holiday and was so excited. Wow, tomorrow my dad will give it to me in front of everyone, and it will be gorgeous. I naively believed, but my dad didn't give it to me, didn't even come to my birthday. He just put some money on the card and said a short, "Happy birthday, daughter, I love you." That meant he gave the bracelet to Ayla, not to me. So that's when the war started, brutal and hard-blooded. First, I shredded all the pictures and things and broke my stepsister's bracelet. Then I broke into my father's office and tore up his favorite books. When they came home from the restaurant, they were in for a surprise. Dad and I got into a fight, but all he kept saying was that I shouldn't lay a hand on Ayla. She's all you care about. When was the last time you took me to a restaurant? When have you ever had dinner with me? And with her? I saw pictures of you, how happy you were to be with her family, but not ours. You were never in my life, and you still aren't.
Daughter, calm down. Let's talk about it.
There's nothing to discuss. I hate you. I ran to my room, and my father didn't follow me. On the contrary, he punished me for spoiling my stepsister's things. All the time, she pretended to be the victim. She told Dad that she wanted to go to the movies with him because she was afraid to be alone with me. And Daddy submitted to all her whims. How could that be? Within a month, they ignored me completely. They lived their lives, and I became a shadow. Then I went up to Ayla myself and asked what she wanted from my father, but she spoke in general phrases like he was her father and no one was dearer. It all seemed plausible, if it weren't for one but. I found her bracelet in my dad's office, but I only had a key to it for emergencies, and my dad. I had my key on me, so she must have stole it from Dad. I was just about to find a picture of Mom in his office and discovered this. Thanks to the cameras, I was able to find out that she was in there almost every night and was looking for something. Some papers. That same day, I found out that Dad had $4 million missing from his accounts, and the bank said he'd withdrawn it himself. The passwords matched, and even his fingerprints. I knew right away who was involved. I wanted to tell my dad to show him the video, but he wouldn't believe me, so I had to be sly. I followed Ayla, and she met the woman in the photo and handed over a suitcase. Then other people arrived who didn't talk. They just took the suitcase and left. I thought I'd seen them somewhere, but I couldn't remember where. The last suitcase was opened by chance, and there was money in it. Just what I needed. I took a photo and attached it to the video from the study and came home to find Dad and Ayla sitting nicely at the table. I just threw the folder down under my dad's nose. When he looked at the pictures, I told him about Ayla's scheme and the theft of money from Dad's account. They listened for a long time, and then Dad reacted in a way I wasn't prepared for in any way. He just applauded me, and then so did Ayla.
Congratulations, daughter. I didn't expect you to find this out all by yourself.
What do you mean? Were you aware that you had money stolen right from under your nose?
Yes. In fact, I planned it myself.
What?
Marisa, Ayla's not my daughter. She's my employee. The family photos you saw were staged. The people in your pictures work for me. My business is on the verge of a crisis, and to hide at least some of it from you, I put on this whole show. I'll pretend that my illegitimate daughter stole from me, and that's it. She ran away. The money is in a safe place. And once again, I am convinced that you are my daughter. Smart and beautiful like your mother, whom no one will ever replace.
And the bracelet?
My boyfriend gave it to me. It's not even an original. He ordered it from AliExpress.
Oh, I get it.
Well, that's kind of how it turned out for me. What do you think?
And what do you guys say? Did you like my story? Write your opinion about it in the comments below the video. Don't forget to like it, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel.